Hello everyone, welcome to the Latin American and Latinx Studies presentation. My name is Claire Ganchow and I am an LAS major at UWEC. I'm currently going into my last year at Eau Claire, and one of my favorite LAS classes that I've taken is LAS 222, The History of Latinos in the United States. I loved this class so much because I learned so many things about history that I had never learned before in any history class I'd ever taken, and a lot of things I had to unlearn about United States history. Last spring, 2019, I studied abroad in Valparaiso, Chile, and one of my favorite experiences from abroad was being able to live with a host family. I just had a host mom, so I was really able to get to know her well throughout my time there, and some nights we would just sit at the kitchen table talking for hours, and she really helped me improve my Spanish. Let's get started. So, what is Latin American and Latinx Studies, or LAS? It depends. Do you want to develop your Spanish language proficiency? Or do you want to focus on culture and society more than language? This just means we have two different majors. So we have a language emphasis major, which provides a strong foundation in Spanish courses to promote language and cultural proficiency while including a diverse array of interdisciplinary courses to enhance knowledge of Latin American history, current events, and culture. The Culture and Society emphasis major allows students to take more courses taught in English about Latin American culture and society, and is for those who are less interested in developing Spanish language skills but are still intrigued by Latin America and Latinx people in the United States. So, what can LAS do for you? There are a variety of benefits to becoming an LAS major or minor, including improving your Spanish language skills, especially through the language emphasis major. You can fill many LE requirements through the electives in the major, can help you gain cultural competence, which means being able to communicate with people from different cultures than your own. You'll be able to go on an international or intercultural experience, which is just talking about either study abroad or immersion. And you'll learn more about people who comprise most of the Spanish speakers in the US. Here I'll just be giving a brief outline of our LAS degree plans. So for our majors, which are each 36 credits, we have the language emphasis that requires a minimum 6-week immersion. However, if you do decide you want to study abroad in Spain, you would just need an additional 3 weeks of an immersion experience in Latin America. And then with that major, you'll be taking advanced Spanish courses as well. And the Culture and Society emphasis major requires a minimum 3-week immersion, and you'll take Spanish courses through Spanish 202. For our minor, which is 24 credits, there's a minimum 3-week immersion requirement, and also you'll take Spanish courses through Spanish 202, just like the Culture and Society emphasis major. And then we do have a certificate as well, which is 12 unique credits that includes LAS 150, LAS 222, and 2 other elective courses. And there's no immersion requirement and no language requirement for that. I mentioned before that there are many different electives that you can take with being an LAS major or minor, and just a few examples of that are up on the screen here. So there's things like history, women, gender, and sexuality studies, environmental studies, and even math course. Yes, there's a math course that you can take being an LAS major. And just to give you an example of a few courses that I've taken over my few years at UW Eau Claire, I've taken a sociology course. I took the music and dance of Latin America, which I really enjoyed. I took a geography course as well as anthropology, which I all enjoyed very much. A big question that a lot of students have is, can I graduate in 4 years? And the answer is yes, you can. There's just a few things you have to do along the way to make sure that that can happen for you. So make sure you plan ahead, talk to your academic and faculty advisors, which those people can be extremely helpful. So please make sure you go and see them and talk to them. Meet with an LAS professor perhaps, which their names and contact information will be at the end of this PowerPoint slide. You can look at any LE requirements you have left to take. Again, like I mentioned before, there are many LEs that can be covered within the electives in the LAS major and minor. Start thinking about your immersion experience, maybe where you want to go abroad, and then what classes you can take abroad, which can be found on the Study Abroad website. It's titled Center for International Education at UWEC. So you can go take a look at that to find out what classes you can take abroad. If you're already thinking about becoming a Spanish major, it's super easy to combine both LAS and Spanish. For example, there's a minimum 6 week immersion requirement for both majors that you can go to in a Latin American country that will count for both your Spanish and LAS immersion requirements, which is super cool. So you don't have to go abroad twice, but if you want to, for sure, you can. Also, there's an LAS scholarship that's available to all LAS majors, which is $450 max for one semester, as well as possible financial support for an immersion experience with being an LAS major. Also, if you're thinking about majoring as Spanish education, you can add LAS for only 12 more credits, which is super cool because that's basically like a certificate, and it's not that many more credits that won't set you back that far in your degree plan. If you're interested in that, I suggest talking to Dr. Fernandez, who is the head of the Latin American and Latinx Studies department. I've been talking a lot about immersion experiences, and you're probably wondering, well, where can I study abroad in Latin America? Well, here is your slide if that's what you were thinking about. So, all these places that we have up on the screen are available to students who want to study abroad in Latin America through UWEC. So, we have our semester and summer programs, which are Costa Rica, Chile, Peru, Mexico, and Cuba. And then our Puerto Rico program is actually a national student exchange. So it's not technically a study abroad program, but it's still an option for students to gain that immersion experience. We have international internships in Santiago, Chile, and Buenos Aires, Argentina, which are available to students. We have a domestic intercultural immersion that we're actually getting started on throughout the next few semesters. So it's something new that we're working on. But it's basically a trip that students take throughout different cities in Wisconsin where there are higher populations of Latinx people. So you'll be able to learn about those people and their lives within Wisconsin within a domestic setting. We also have faculty-led immersions, which are a little bit shorter than a semester or summer program, about 2 to 3 weeks long, in all those places on the screen. And just so you know, Belize and Jamaica, those places have asterisks because a language requirement cannot be fulfilled there because those countries speak English. But you can still go there for the culture and society emphasis major. There are many different career opportunities that are available to students who major or minor in Latin American and Latinx studies. And just a few examples are going into healthcare, student affairs, nonprofit organizations, immigration services, civil rights commission. There are so many options available to LAS majors and minors. It's crazy to me. And just to give you some more information about a few of these options, for the Peace Corps, there's actually a program here at UWEC that's called the Peace Corps Prep Program, which preps students for applying to the Peace Corps and going abroad in that experience and volunteering abroad in another country. And there are options to go abroad in Latin American countries for the Peace Corps. So, what you have to do with that prep program is take 3 courses in a sector of the Peace Corps. So I believe there's 6 sectors, things like agriculture, education, healthcare, things like that. Take 3 courses in that area, get some career prep, work on your resume, and when you get that prep certificate, it'll help you stand out as a candidate when applying for the Peace Corps, which can be a very competitive program to apply for. Also, you can go into translating and interpreting, especially if you're a language emphasis major here at UWEC, and the options are literally endless for LAS majors and minors. Just to give you a few examples of where our LAS graduates are now, we have graduates who have become study abroad coordinators like Sarah Miracle. Anna Waller is a pre-doctoral fellow of food science and human nutrition at the Andrade Lab. We have Courtney Brost, who actually worked in our Center for International Education Study Abroad office at UW-Eau Claire for a little while before getting a Fulbright scholarship and going to teach English in Brazil. And then we have a few more on the next slide. We have Kim Hackbarth, who is the co-founder of Project Alma in San Jose, Costa Rica, which is a community organization, an eco-tour agency, which is super cool. And then we have Maria Boland Plosel, an executive director of Ministar, which is a nonprofit organization with the aim of supporting and growing Minnesota's tech community, which is super awesome. We love women in tech. If you're interested in having a diverse array of opportunities after you graduate, or you just want to learn more about Latin America, feel free to contact any of the professors listed on the slide. They would be happy to help you. Also, when you're on campus, you can stop by the LAS program office located on the third floor of Hibbert Hall in room 384. You can also visit the UWEC webpage and search Latin American and Latinx Studies for additional information about degree plans or the program in general. Lastly, if you're looking to speak with a peer representative like myself, feel free to contact me at my email listed on the slide. I would gladly chat about any questions or concerns you have regarding LAS. I'm also a study abroad peer advisor for the Chile and Peru programs, so if you have any questions about studying abroad in Latin America or studying abroad in general, I would be happy to help. Otherwise, I hope you consider becoming a part of the LAS program in the future. Hasta luego!